So hello everybody, or anybody who's here with me already. Just signed on a moment ago. It's Monday night Soulherder time. So I've been for the last few days playing around with Bant with Red, going back to the Avalanche Rider approach. It's one that sort of popularized, I guess, Urian kind of blink in Modern when Aspiring Spike. I think it was literally the day that Urian became legal in Modern. Spike took it to a 5-0 finish with Avalanche Riders, and then like a few days later, Gabriel Nassif took it to the semifinals of a Modern challenge. So like everybody who knows about Urian Soulherder knows about the Avalanche Riders build. And for those of you who are like just regulars at the Discord, who have been developing the deck, over months, or it's getting close to a year at this point, you guys kind of know that the Avalanche Riders build is been something that was always kind of a joke in the Discord. Like we never really thought about splashing red, because why would we splash red? There's like one creature that has like a reasonable enters the battlefield ability. But here we are in a spot where pretty much everybody who knows anything about the deck never played red, but everybody who has not played the deck but knows about the deck thinks that the deck has always played red and should always play red. So it's this weird position to be in. Hey McDerp, welcome to the stream. So I've gone back and forth. I was on regular Bant for a good long while. Was back on Black for a while with Siege Rhino. I think my last stream I was on Siege Rhino, and unfortunately the league was like only 2-3, I think. So this is the list I've been trying for the last couple days, and it's felt fine. It's every list feels fine. I haven't had quite as much time to play as maybe in some weeks past, but still playing some games. Lightning Helix, Lightning Bolt, really interesting additions to the deck. They're just going to be hard removal against tons of creatures, right? Like I played against Merfolk a couple times the other day, and obviously Lightning Bolt just able to deal with whatever Merfolk can bring against us in this matchup. Deals with Bobs and Goyfs and Lurises and all sorts of stuff. So it's really nice to have some hard removal in the deck that doesn't really just doesn't ramp the opponent. With the Avalanche Riders in the main, since it is trying to take lands away from the opponent, we're putting the Path to Exiles in the sideboard. That's been kind of a regular approach since Aspiring Spike did have that 5-0, and Nassif, I think, ran the same strategy. I've got one Uro in the main. He just does a lot at that one slot. If somebody brings in Torpor Orb against us, it's really cool because it shuts off all ETB abilities, like not just positive stuff but negative stuff. So Uro says basically sacrifice it unless it escaped. That's an ETB. So if they have Torpor Orb out, you get to get a 6/6 Titan on the battlefield for 3 mana, and it doesn't get sacrificed. So Torpor Orb, pretty much the biggest hoser of our deck, and to have Uro that we can chord for, it's just like an amazing out to that situation. But apart from that situation, which is extremely niche, like I really haven't seen much Torpor Orb, Uro is just going to be a fantastic thing to grab against any sort of mid-range deck that's trying to grind like value. Still riding with tons of singletons. Venser definitely still has a place in the deck. You're going to want to bounce things, whether it's lands or spells. Planeswalkers, Vensers, definitely extremely important in the strategy. And recently, I guess since I haven't had as much time, I've just been giving other people's builds a shot, and this is more or less an adaptation of McDerp's build. So the one thing that he was doing was he had Lavinia and Stonehorn in the main. I think a lot of us had been kind of working with those guys in the sideboard, and even if they're in the sideboard, maybe you've only got one or the other but not both. But having both in the main kind of makes a lot of sense. Most of the decks in the format, I think, try to win through combat. If not most, then certainly close to half. Like, a lot of decks try to kill you with creatures. So Stonehorn, just obviously like extremely powerful against those strategies. And then Lavinia is just kind of like a win condition unto herself, because we're really good at creating board stalls, and then Lavinia comes down, says opponent's creatures can't block, and then you just attack for like 20 damage, and that's the game. Got a lot of games that end with Lavinia coming down for unblockable. I'm on 2 Soulherders right now. I was on 4 for a little bit. Obviously, with all these dorks, we're looking to ramp into Avalanche Riders or Venser. And if we can get a Soulherder down just before that, then we're going to be able to sort of repeat the value. So having more Soulherders does make sense, but there's just there's only so many slots, as you guys well know, and you really want to be able to maximize certain effects. Like, you want Knight of Autumn. I still have the main deck Deputy. These kinds of answers are just so important, I think, and so versatile that like they would never move to the sideboard and they would never get cut. So with the addition of 6 removal spells and hanging on with 8 dorks, just not enough space for 4 Soulherders. So let's slide this over for a minute, take a quick look at the sideboard. I am on the 4 paths. They usually come in when the Avalanche Riders come out, but I think there's one big exception to that, like Eldrazi Tron. You do want your land destruction and you want your creature removal. So in that case, you'd be taking other cards out instead of the Avalanche Riders when Path to Exile comes in. Magus is just a really funny card. Gets those free wins against greedy mana bases. You know, we've got Astrolabe to lean on, and we've got a good number of basics in the deck. I've started running 1 basic mountain. This is a relatively new approach for me. In the past, I had not played maybe I did play a basic swamp at a certain point, but I had never played a mountain, even when running Kiki. I don't think I had just stuck with like red fetches, red shocklands, I should say. So back to the sideboard. Burrington and Auriok Champion are never leaving my sideboard, because I feel like Burn and Prowess are always going to be around, and we really want to be able to cord for these guys. Eidolon has been maybe the most impactful card in my sideboard lately. I just feel like I've been seeing tons of Ad Nauseam and other random kind of combo decks. If you can get Eidolon down on the battlefield, I mean, it doesn't die to Bolt. It doesn't die to a Braid. Doesn't die to Kolaghan. Oh, wait, no, doesn't die to Kolaghan's Command. It's an enchantment. It's not an artifact. So just kind of hard to remove this guy. I guess Push can kill it, but they need Revolt to be triggered, or rather turned on. But definitely worth the 1 spot here. Got 1 extra Knight of Autumn in the sideboard, extra life gain against Burn and Prowess, and then just more enchantment and artifact removal. The Collector Oof, another extremely impactful sideboard card. And then this evening, I'm going to be trying running 4 Mystical Disputes. Again, without having a ton of time to have played this past week. Just going on what people have been saying seems good in the metagame, and with a lot of combo type stuff and a lot of control-y decks around, it seems like Mystical Dispute could be pretty good. So I got 4 of those, 4 paths, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sort of silver bullets. Brings us up to 14, and then Urian, obviously the 15th sideboard card. So that's the list. The 2-drop slot also kind of got trimmed down a little bit with the addition of all the removal. Instead of running like 4 Wall of Blossoms and 4 Wall of Roots, down to 2 and 2. Still staying on 4 Icefang Coatls. Those guys often function as removal spells, so very important in a lot of matchups. Singleton Charming Prince. I've gone off of Charming Prince at certain points since starting to play with Urian and Court of Calling, and as soon as you take Charming Prince out of your deck, you're going to want him in a certain situation. So just being able to cord for him in response to removal, you get him down there for a really cheap cord because he's only CMC 2. And blink the creature that's trying to be removed. It's just extremely powerful effect to have access to. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and jump into a league, and we'll see what kind of opponents we get paired against this evening. you guys have any, yeah, Eidolon is really, really nice, I think. My man M. Hayashi, slipping a little bit. He's down, you know, he's pretty close to the top. He's tied for second place, but this guy, Justo De Angelo, up there with 22. I don't know what deck this guy's playing, but probably has Lurrus in it, I'd wager. So I just had a Zoom call to catch up with some friends I haven't seen in a long time, and it's pretty cool. It's nice that we have all these tools, Zoom and Skype and FaceTime and whatnot, to be able to kind of stay in touch with people, even though we're all quarantined in our homes, tucked away safely until the virus goes away. So yeah, I have not been playing a lot of leagues, pretty much just playing leagues when I do streams for the last few weeks. So I haven't really been trying very hard to get myself on the table. Pretty difficult these days. Modern is, I don't want to say like toxic or anything silly like that. I think it's still a cool format, but it's just kind of cutthroat right now. Like if you want to compete with Lurrus and that kind of value, like you need to be doing something pretty busted, like some crazy combo, like Neo Brand or Ad Nauseum. And then there's us just trying to play like the fairest fair deck ever. We did win the die roll, and we've got a hand that we can keep. Nice. I feel like for the last few days, I've just been mulliganing a lot. It's always annoying. But this is a nice hand. Opponent kept 7 as well. Again, welcome everybody this evening to the stream. Thanks so much for joining me. It's always exciting to be able to play a league with Soulherder. Starting off with Tron, we've got our ramp. If we can draw into Avalanche Riders or Venser, we should be okay. More ramp. So now the question is, do I want to play Eternal Witness and get my 4th land? I guess if I play, let's see, I'm definitely going to play the land here. So I could play like Eternal Witness and an Ice Fang, and then sort of follow up with Soulherder and start getting like my blink value online. Ice Fang would also just draw me a card. Charming Prince could potentially just scry me a bit further. Make sure that I am going to draw into, or give me a better chance to draw into either Riders or Venser. So I'm gonna have 4 mana with Hierarch. So I'm gonna basically, let's see. I have played my land this turn. I think I'll just do Charming Prince and Hierarch, and we'll go Scry basically. McDerp, things as far as calming down in New York, it's hard to say. I don't know about like number of new cases and stuff like that. Okay, so what do we want here? Don't want the birds, but do we want land on the top here? Probably not. I think we're going to be happy enough just to have 4 mana, and if there is in fact like another land underneath this island, we'll draw it, and if there's not, we'll just get closer to hitting Venser, I guess. See, I'm gonna bottom that, play the Noble Hierarch, pass the turn. The Tron player just plays another Tron land and passes the turn back to me. Very, very little thought involved. Come on, Tron player. There we go. Well done. Chalice of the Void. That seems poor. I guess they have natural Tron without the Expedition app, so that's what playing Chalice out here means. So this is probably, I guess, Eldrazi Tron. All right. So currently, without access to our mana, I think I'll play Eternal Witness, get back the land, and then hold up Coatl. I'll get in for 3 in the meantime. All right. I could just play Soulherder and like keep blinking Charming Prince to scry. But this lets us hit our lands and gets a Coatl out. Next turn we can play Urian and blink like a million things. But I'm expecting Tron to be online here without needing Expedition Map, and there it is. Like, hopefully it's just Eldrazi Tron. I think our matchup is like semi-decent against Eldrazi Tron. So I am going to just throw this Ice Fang out onto the battlefield. He can choose between taking Eternal Witness or Soulherder. I guess I want to get... It doesn't really matter too much here. I'll get another Forest. I mean, I could give... I don't know. I'm going to get the Coatl out here. Flyers are important in the matchup, particularly with Exalted, in case they get down like a Karn or something like that. All right, 3 good cards the opponent's going to have to choose between. I mean, we really, really want to rip like Venser or Avalanche Riders. Okay, so they took the Deputy. That's our only one, so we're never going to see that guy again. Following up with... what? Following up with Walking Ballista on 1. Yuck. Just pinging the birds. Really aggressive. I guess the opponent is very afraid of Urian, and I guess rightfully so. But we're still, I guess they could like dismember the Hierarch now. That would just be too nutty, I think. Well, all right, the deck is with us here. We drew our 5th mana source, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Ice Fang, and then it's time for Urian. Opponent says, oof, I was trying hard to keep off of Urian mana. I noticed, smiley face. Lucky draw for me, I guess. But he's probably just like fronting. Like he's probably just gonna play like Big Ugin next turn or something. All right, we blink our 4 dudes. We say done. Trying always to keep my pace of play getting, you know, quicker and quicker. Now let's target birds. Probably not going to happen for a while, so I'll just take that land. We'll keep hitting our land drops, and then maybe I just want to like blink the Ice Fang or something. You know what? I think I'll just scry for now. Seems good. They could also untap and just all is dust. So maybe it's smart to tuck something away. I mean, if they play all is dust, it's like a singleton. So yeah, just scry. Ephemerate is offline because of Chalice, so I'm gonna bottom. So that was actually a really good scry. Could have, like, hitting a chord there would have been really nice. Since Urian kind of untapped our dudes. Hey, Tux Dev. Yeah, we're trying to get there, but, you know, opponent, I just had to scry an Ephemerate to the bottom, which is a very rare thing to do. Particularly in, what is this? 10 mana for, like, a bigger Walking Ballista? Ugh. Double Walking Ballista, why not? So Natural Tron without the Expedition Map, double Walking Ballista, thought not. All right, well, that's something. That's something. But they can, of course, rebuild with Expedition Map. They do have Walking Ballista out still here. So, with Chalice out, pinging my 1-drops is a little bit annoying. He can also just kill Eternal Witness and Soulherder if I play them. But I can I can Avalanche Riders this turn, and then Eternal Witness to grab the Avalanche Riders if I don't pay the Echo. Anyhow, Walking Ballista is going to have to get dealt with. Wouldn't be surprised if he pings the Ice Fang here. Seems like a pretty good play. Okay. I mean, Riders was a really good draw. I think I'll just get my basic mountain. And I guess I'm going to hit, doesn't matter really, going to hit the power plant. It was the last land that they played out. So they can rebuild, of course, but they do have to tap some of their mana to do that. So hopefully it gains us a little bit of time. So I have access to 5 mana this turn. Ephemerate off the table. Soulherder just dies to Walking Ballista. And Chalice is kind of negating our Ephemerates. So opponent just kind of firing on all cylinders here. Though playing extremely conservatively. Well, they do have one pump here with the Ballista. Do I pay Echo here or do I not? I think I just don't, right? I'd rather just spend my mana. I mean, I'm going to play this Eternal Witness anyway, and Eternal Witness can get back the Riders. If I pay for it, I can't really cast anything else this turn. I guess that's fair, with Ballista on the battlefield. And I have to, you're right, I'd have to recast it anyway, so let's do it. And then maybe I'll just draw a 2-drop. Or Chord, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can only get a 3-drop right now. Only got 1 print, so I can't blink the Avalanche Riders yet. So then I guess the question is, do I want to attack or leave up Chord for 2? I mean, Chord for 2 doesn't really do too much except get like a wall of roots at this point. So, I mean, something like another Avalanche Riders would be way more impactful. So I think I'm probably just going to sit this turn out with the Chord. So I'm probably just going to attack with Urian. And this is a little bit of pressure on them in the air. They kind of have to deal with the Avalanche Riders and with Urian, I guess. And interesting. All right, let's see. See what they've got planned. Another tower. Jesus, that's 13 mana. So that's 4 pumps. So it's an 8/8. I mean, I could Chord for, depending on what they attack with, I could just Chord for like an Ice Fang for Death Touch, but they could just ping it. Now, this Ballista, you know, if I didn't, yeah, I didn't have Chord for Night. If I take 4, I go to 11. They pump it up to 8. I go down to 3. I'm probably at this point just going to have to get something to kill the walking ballista. I also have my fetch land that I may or may not want to crack. I think I just have to block with one of my guys here. Charming Prince seems the most disposable. What? Cord for night when they pump. Can't cord. GGG. Yeah, but I can't cord for night anyway. I only had 4 and then 2, right? So that's 6. Oh wait, hold on a second. Hang on a second. No, I think. Hang on. I'm gonna block here. I'm gonna chump. I could have corded for night if I didn't attack with Urian, but I wanted to attack with Urian. But now I guess Urian is just gonna die. Opponent could also just have like Little Ugin, Big Ugin, Karn, and this game has just been kind of a tough one for us. Chalice of the Void on 3, sort of okay for now, I guess. So you get the knight down. He's going to kill the knight, of course. Probably kill Urian. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's only 1 pump at this point. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, I can cord for just about anything at this point. I could cord for Lavinia and just get 2 attacks in. I think I like the cord for Lavinia line. Maybe I do it in response to them pumping the ballista. But then they do get to pump the team all on my turn, right? So hang on a second. But they get to kill Lavinia too. But then I don't. What is the play here? I guess maybe I should just go get Knight and just deal with this walking ballista. Maybe that's probably just the safest thing to do. Gonna have to play a little bit faster. All right, well, here we are. Okay, opponent just scoops. Got there. I mean, that was pretty nutty, right? They had Tron without needing to crack the expedition map. So, McDerp, maybe you have some advice on sideboarding, but I think Path and Riders are both welcome in this matchup, unless I'm mistaken. On the draw, I mean, against, well, I think a Collector Oof is worth it just for Ballista, right? We'll bring in another Knight, probably. Bring in Magus, and that's probably it. Things to take out against Eldrazi Tron. Potentially trim like 2 Astrolabes because they do play Little Karn. In which case, like all of the helixes and whatnot are really good. Helixes, the removal can also be really good against Walking Ballista. So not really sure we take any of that stuff out. Charming Prince, decent against like all this dust, so that probably wants to stay in. Can probably trim Soulherders, I would think, just because they're so weak to Walking Ballista. I think Deputy's okay and Knight's okay, obviously. Resto, also good. Path, Riders, Magus. You're saying take out Astrolabe, Helix, and Bolt? I like them because I've been killing all their Planeswalkers with the bolts and stuff. So, maybe I can take out all the Astrolabes and then trim like one of something else. You know, trim one of the Lightning Helixes. Hey DV, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining us. I think this setup seems okay. Trimming Astrolabes, trimming 1 Lightning Helix, trimming 2 Soulherders, bringing in 4 paths, oof, for Ballistic particularly, Knight and Magus. I have to say, I was pretty surprised to have won that game. Urian got us all the way there. Like, pretty amazing. This hand, I think I have to keep this, and obviously hope I draw lands, but this is pretty bonkers. Land. Hierarch. Even if I don't draw a land, I can draw. I can play 2 more dorks next turn. Opponent with Ballista on 1, just getting rid of the. Okay, Spatial Contortion, fair enough. Land. No land. All right, opponent, do your worst. Okay, Expedition map seems pretty good. Spatial Contortion, why not? Just again, Natural Tron with no Expedition map. All right, they're doing something. Okay, so what is this Thought Knot gonna do? What are you gonna do? They took Noble Hierarch. That's funny. All right, so currently no red mana, but we do have 4 up for Venser. So see what they want to do on their turn. They've only got 2 cards in hand. We can get to our red mana eventually. We do have a ton of fetch lands in the deck. We're also 1 mana away from Urian. So anyhow, I guess we just passed the turn here. Bouncing a land doesn't make sense because it'll just replay it and have Tron again. Reality Smasher seems, I mean, okay-ish, I guess. I'll go to combat. Maybe they have 2 Reality Smashers. What is it with this opponent? Like, maybe I should just bounce Thought Knot here and draw an extra card. So this hand showing why Lightning Bolt and such are fairly weak. So maybe I should take out more of those effects and bring in more Astrolabes. Double Reality Smasher on turn 5. Yikes. So I guess we can draw into Deputy, which would we would kind of just need to naturally draw it because we can't currently chord for it. But if yeah, so I'm gonna bounce the Thought Knot. We're pretty far behind here. Well, there's the chord. So now I just need a green source, any green source. I've even got like Canopy Vista online here. Oh, deck, I love you so much. You read my mind, Big Derp. That's exactly what I was just talking about. So now I'm going to play this Temple Garden. Going to say yes, I would like to pay. And we're gonna pass to them, I guess, right? All right, let's do it. But having seen, wait, what? Oh, gotta tap that guy. Having seen what their hand is doing, I wouldn't be surprised if they just have like a Dismember in hand. Or like, I don't know, Walking Ballista, they've got exactly 6 mana, so they could play it for 3 and just kill the Deputy. That would be fun. But the deck did do me a solid just now with that series of draws. So now paths, I guess, are good. All right, well, it gave me another land. They're down to 1 card. That's pretty good. Could just bounce the wall and just draw another card. That seems okay. They are going to get in with 2 Thought Knots, though. I'll probably have to chump with a wall. Could also just scry with Charming Prince. I could bounce Venser to bounce one of these things, but that doesn't really seem that awesome. I'm gonna play my Forest. If I bounce Thought Knot and like draw an Ephemerate, that would be pretty good. You know what? Kind of a weird line, but that's what I'm going with. So I'm hoping to rip like Ephemerate because it'll take. Oh, didn't get it. All right, opponent just gets to play it back out, but it does keep them from attacking with 2 Thought Knot Seers this turn. Oh, it's Karn. Oh God, did I just? I chose not to play Urian. That was a punt. All right. Well, I guess I can. All right, guys. Like, yeah. I don't know how different this would have been since they had the Sky Sovereign. Anyway, but I should have played Urian last turn. It would have been a lot different. I would have a slick board right now, being able to block Thought Knot. All right. Pretty bad. I don't know if I can even stay alive here. Not with the board state. No, I mean the Venser line is pretty terrible because I could have just played Urian. So let's see. If I block, like this and like this, I take 3 plus 5 is 8. If I block with Venser, I just have no board. And my deputy's there. I don't know. Might as well not scoop yet. But this is going to take me down to 1. But I'm going to scoop. They have Karn, and I'm a little bit low on time. All right, so I should have been able to at least compete a little bit more in that game, but the opponent has had literally like the nuttiest hands I've ever seen from Eldrazi Tron. So let me trim the Lightning Helixes down. I'm going to bring in a couple of these Astrolabes. Even though they've got little Karn, being able to fix our mana for Avalanche Rider seems really important. And just run it back like that, I guess. We've got like 8.5 minutes, which should be more than enough, as long as, I know that the clock is fairly low. The opponent has kept 2 hands with 7. They've hit Natural Tron, I think, each time. Actually, I think they had Expedition Map that game. But they did have 2 Tron lands and Eldrazi Temple. All right, and so now we have to mulligan. Let's do it. And then we're keeping a 1-lander again. Opponent does mulligan here. I just tapped the F6 button by mistake, and I'm hitting undo, 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 undo. But if I F6 through my turn, I'm going to be pretty tilted. I'm still hitting the undo button. Okay, cool. So opponent kept 6. And this is a pretty poor hand on my side of the table. That just makes it a little bit better. Actually makes it a lot better. Jesus. All right, well, we're drawing lands, which is nice. But we're going to want to stop drawing lands pretty soon. We've got Ephemerate backup. 2-drop would be cool. 2-drop. All right, so we're passing with Ice Fang and Ephemerate up. Seems decent. Opponent with Natural Tron on the mulligan to 6. Thought Not Seer. I think I'm just... It's problematic. I guess I just let it resolve. No, I think getting the loop going, or at least attempting to, seems pretty good. Although, also getting Ice Fang down seems pretty good. I'm going to let the opponent take their pick. Of course, this is risky, because if they have removal, more removal in response to Ephemerate, it's kind of a blowout. Could just take Stonehorn also. It's kind of a big effect to be able to just, like, get rid of. Alright, they took the Coatl. I don't really see any compelling reason to go for Ephemerate here. I guess I'd get a land back. It's sort of like Renin 6 drawing a card. But again, if they have removal, it's just kind of a blowout, isn't it? I'm going to do it. All right, they've got it. So, whatever. I don't know how the opponent is getting these, like, immaculate hands. So I guess the choice here is just to get Stoneharn out. Maybe get a Stomping Grounds, just in case they get a Baby Karn out. So mulligan to 6, 3 Tron lands in hand, 2 pieces of removal, and Thought-Knot Seer. I don't like to think of myself as a complainer, but I feel like on my streams I complain all the time. So what is the opponent going to get now with this Expedition map? Tectonic Edge, why not? It was natural Tron with no Expedition map on a mulligan to 6 with 2 pieces of removal and Thought-Knot Seer and an Expedition map and 2 creatures. Jeez, and now I'm drawing lands. So, in theory, we get to cast Yorion next turn. In theory, because the opponent could just have, you know, Karn or something. What is that? Bonder's Enclave? Jeez, they're drawing a card with this. This is insane. I've never even seen this before. Deck. Oh, this mouse sticking. All right, well, we've got a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see. All is dust. Not gonna get tilted. Just even Steven. Nothing to get upset about. These are like the 3 craziest games I've ever seen Eldrazi Tron play. Now, they're going to have a spatial contortion or whatever for my Noble Hierarch when I waste an Ephemerate on it. Oh, look, they didn't have it. Not going to crack my Vista right now, which will result in me drawing a land, I'm sure. Opponent still has 6 mana, so 5 mana, 3 mana. Four mana still? Another Thought-Knot Seer or something? I'm probably just not going to cast this. Oh, Jesus. I was a little aggressive with my Ephemerate, but they had already cast their removal earlier in the game with Eternal Witness and kind of got blown out at that moment, but I don't think I would have been able to fight through this either. They had All This Dust, 2 pieces of removal. They've drawn a bunch of cards with the card I've never seen before. Okay. GG's, opponent. GG's. All right, guys. Let's see how round 2 goes. That was just ridiculous. How's this guy doing in the league? One trophy for that guy. If he draws like that, he should be up here, I think. If he draws regularly like that. I mean, we did mulligan a little bit, but even if we didn't mulligan, I don't think we could have beaten those hands probably. It would have been fun games, I think, but as it was, not super fun, I don't think. It was really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. So the first 2 games, they kept 7, and they just came out like guns blazing, both games. And then game 3, they mulled to 6 and had better cards than in game 1 and 2, where they kept their 7. So just perfect answers every single step of the way. Removal, Thought Knot, and then all this dust just to like wipe away the little board that I had. So can't do anything about it. Let's just sort of shake it off. I think this guy's on Luris. Let's see. Nope, not on Luris. It's just a 1 lander with a couple of card draw spells, and I have access to Lightning Bolt. These are the kind of weird hands that I feel like we have to keep sometimes. This ridiculous deck. I mean, all the cards are gas. I'm going to draw 2 cards before my next main phase. So I'm going to keep. I'm going to roll the dice, I guess. Okay, let's go, please. Okay, there we go. I thought like I messed up or something. All right, so we're good to go, guys. Tron again. Well, let's see if we can do better this time. Another Coatl is not terrible. Drowsy Temple. Pretty good land. So I think getting white here is probably a good idea, so I have access to Lightning Helix if I want it. Okay, Death Touch on turn 2, pretty nice. Avalanche Riders, also pretty nice. Just need to draw some lands now. All right, so eventually keeping the land light hand is always going to catch up with you. Wow, that was loud. But I think I'm just going to play a wall here, hopefully draw a land, and just sort of ship the turn to the opponent. All right, so keeping the 1 lander, setting us back on our Avalanche Riders plan. Fortunately, the opponent not on like full out Tron yet. But maybe they have another Eldrazi Temple and Reality Smasher. That would definitely be a little bit tricky to deal with. Blast Zone on 1. I guess this could be a Thought Knot or a Warping Whale. Okay, exiling my wall. A little bit rough. Slightly. All right, land is awesome. Yeah. So I have Coatl here. If I want to block, I don't know if I do. Basically just pass, hold up Coatl, I guess. Or Lightning Helix. I mean, I've got 9 points of burn in my hand. Okay, so Reality Smasher. I feel like the play is just Coatl number 2 here. Kill the Reality Smasher, take some damage. Maybe I'll draw a Path for the first time in the evening. A Path is in the sideboard, so that's not going to happen. All right. So yeah, I'm going to take 7 here, but just need a land, really. Stabilize. No land there. Yeah, I don't know if keeping the one lander is correct. It was going pretty well. We stopped drawing lands, and it's sort of petered out at this point. I can chord for, like, I can block this, block something, and then chord for birds, which would give me 4 mana. But at that point, I don't really have a board presence. Maybe just Lightning Helix gain some life is a good line. Just sort of tread water for a little while. Gonna have to discard something here, which is a bummer. Well, oh my god. They drew Walking Ballista. I guess it's not terrible, right? Because we have more removal in hand. But I mean, meanwhile, they're just like hitting all their land drops. And we are not. Guess I should wait on this. I mean, I guess I'm kind of digging my own hole here because I kept a one lander. Another Reality Smasher. All right, bring it. And these Lightning Helixes are doing like an admirable job of trying to keep me alive here, but 1 damage to my face. I go up to 13, take 3, go down to 8. Wait, what? Did I gain the life already there? Oh no, I just lost my target. They countered it. Oy, all right, well, I guess we're just going to play Stonehorn Dignitary and cross our fingers. So no life gain off the Lightning Helix, just getting the Walking Ballista off the table, in which case, like, I definitely should have cast the Lightning Bolt, just like half asleep here, I guess. Which turn are we talking about? The previous turn, when they had Ballista, that could have just killed. Also, they have Blast Zone for Noble Hierarch at this point, so I'm not sure that cording for a 1-drop is the best. Ugin gets to just kill this guy? I mean, I don't know. Things not just... oh, they're just exiling it face down. All right, so... all right. What can I do? I feel like maybe we let them Ugin this thing and then Resto in response and just see how it goes, basically. Otherwise, you know, we're just going to lose our creature to Ugin. Warping Whale. Cool. So much removal. So much removal. So yeah, I mean Faust. It's like Walking Ballista being a thing, and Blast Zone being a thing. Courting for Hierarch didn't seem amazing. So this is offline. We can't filter our mana anymore. So no more red mana for me until I draw a fetch land. Opponent has not activated Ugin yet. They're currently searching for something with Karn. A Walking Ballista. Okay. Well, Resto down. If we draw land, we can Orion. Oh, yeah. They can also just kill me with Walking Ballista. It's kind of rough. Okay. So I think this one's over at this point. No, we have no way to kill the Ballista. I can just... Can't get red mana anymore. I think we're just toast here. Alright, you could blame me for that one. I kept a one-lander. When you keep one-landers, you're always hoping that the opponent doesn't just come out really strong, but they did, unfortunately, and... Double Eldrazi Tron. I feel like this is actually a good matchup for us. Just things not lining up very well. I mean, maybe we keep Soulherder in, maybe we don't. I trimmed them last time. It dies so easily. I guess if it comes down and blinks something, it doesn't die to Warping Whale, but they're going to bring in Spatial Contortions, maybe Dismembers. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Like, the first match, I just got kind of run over. Couldn't really compete with what the opponent was doing. And then I kept a one-lander here. So we haven't really seen like a normal game where I just like keep 7 with 2 lands or 3 lands and the opponent doesn't have the nuts. I think I'll keep in the 2 Soulherders. And I guess trim all the Astrolabes. They're so weak to Little Karn, and we do have the birds. We do have a whole bunch of fetches to get red mana. So currently 0-1 in the league. 0-1 in games here. Okay, can't keep this one, so I'm gonna mulligan again. And all right, this is sort of reasonable-ish, I guess. Out of this hand, I actually think I have to bottom the Wall of Roots. I could bottom the Eternal Witness, honestly, just because we don't have anything to actually get back from the graveyard. I think that's actually probably better. Get up like some solid defense. Like we can always chord for Witness or just draw another Witness. Next turn we can play Wall of Roots and Collector Oof. And we have a turn 3 Orion, which is pretty nice. Shields down with Ephemerate for the time being, but I think playing fast is probably better than holding up Ephemerate here. Night of Autumn is interesting. I might just run out Night of Autumn to gain life, and then we always have Orion to be able to follow up with. So I've got good blocks on Matter Reshaper right now. I probably don't want to use this mana, at least not until like the end of their turn. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to help me out very much here. Could also just take 3. It's probably not a big deal, particularly if I'm gaining 4 with Night of Autumn. I could also just play Night of Autumn out as a 4/3. But if I'm planning on ephemerating it, game 1, I kept a 1-lander, hit 2 more lands, but then didn't draw any more lands and just got run over. So I could also like ghost block with the Night of Autumn. Just thinking if I want to play this out. All right, let me play this out. Tapped. I don't exactly know what the best decision is here. Typically when I run out Night of Autumn early in a game, I like to gain life with it because we're going to end up blinking it at some point. And if you play it down as like a 4/3 and you blink it, you just lose any value that you could have gotten with it. So this looks like it might be a good ghost block here. So that this line actually worked out pretty well. Actually, I could have put it as a 4/3 at this point to get a nice attack in next turn. Actually, no, if I'm going to just... I was probably just going to ephemerate him anyway, so I guess that makes sense. All right, so I gained 12 life already with Night of Autumn. Pretty solid. Path to Exile, a good one. Can't use it on Reality Smasher yet. But they're cruising towards All Is Dust pretty quickly. Unfortunately, not going to draw any cards off of this. All right, what does opponent have here? Looks like another Matter Reshaper probably, and then they've got maybe another Reality Smasher as well. Chalice on 1. Well, that's timely. Do I want to kill this thing? It would require like a combination of my creatures. Probably not. Not at this point. Chalice on 1. I've tucked away like creatures with Urian in response. This guy's getting in for 5 here. I can't see that blocking is good yet. Avalanche Riders is a good draw. A good draw. I have to think that I should hit one of their Tron lands. So I think keeping in Soulherder at this point looks like it was a good decision. Because it's one of my draws for Blink here. I guess we pay this. I don't know. A little bit weird. I don't have any cards in hand, so I might as well do it. I could just draw land. Yeah. Possible I should keep that in hand. So I have something if I deal with this Chalice. So opponent's at 14. If feel like I should just attack with all my creatures at some point, right? But then they could just play a ballista, maybe just like block here, take 6, they go to 8. But if I attack now, they take 8, they go down to 6. They probably have to be somewhat conservative with their attacks. Oh, did I miss an easy block? I'm sorry if I didn't see a block. That's kind of ridiculous. So Collector Oof currently just kind of keeping us safe from walking ballista. So if I attack for 4 here, they go to 10. I don't have lethal on board for the next attack. As things stand, it's like a 3-turn clock for me, unless I start getting in. Not sure why I didn't block. It's kind of silly. Yeah, they don't have much of a clock. I think maybe I just get in with Urian for now. All of these guys get pretty good if I get Blink, but the only Blink I have available right now is like Charming Prince, Resto, that kind of stuff. And yes, I will block the Matter Reshaper in subsequent attacks. I just glanced at my two power creatures and didn't really want to trade with Matter Reshaper. Is this all as dust? Hopefully not. All right, well, Karn is sort of annoying, but not as bad as all as dust would be. If we draw Lavinia off the top, it could just be lethal. Wormcoil Engine. Huh. All right, that's a great one. Okay, wow. So I think I'm gonna get in and kill Karn, and then maybe. Oh wait, well let's see. I can't chord for Lavinia and then get in right now for lethal. I don't have enough for that. Well, maybe I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. But I could just chord on their end step, since they're not going to gain any life with Wormcoil Engine anyway. I think Lavinia might be better here. I think Lavinia is almost definitely better here. The opponent's going to tap out for Wormcoil. I'm just going to chord for Lavinia and then just win, right? Win with 10 damage. But I can get in with I'm going to take damage from the opponent this turn, which is fine. I can afford to get in with Urian anyway. Like, don't really miss anything, so I'm gonna kill Karn here. And then yeah, we're just holding up chord. Can't really see how this goes super wrong. Oh, CMC, but they're gonna get in with the Smasher. They've been getting in with the Smasher all day, right? Oh, but Wormcoil can block. So does that change what I want to chord for here? Maybe I just hang on, guys. I'm gonna chord for Resto and blink Urian. Isn't that like the best line, like far and away? Oh, but hold on. If I chord for Lavinia, I can't attack anyway on my turn. I'm gonna get Resto. I think that's probably the best line. Because then I have Path online. All right. Whatever. Hang on. Wait, I didn't want to undo the whole thing. It's so annoying. That's such a waste of time. Okay. Oh, man. I wanted to click on Avalanche Riders. Whatever. Um, Wait a second. Destroy it first. I think I might have lethal around their blocks. Block, block. They take 9. Is that is that what's happening? Yeah, it's not quite lethal. Okay. So let's see. 7 in the air. Block, block. Take 2. I think I could probably just leave back Urian and make it a 2-turn clock, but I don't know. I kind of want to push some damage here. They're not threatening too much here. All right, opponent scoops. I've got to run to the bathroom. If you guys, I'm gonna leave it on the sideboard screen. If you have any suggestions, I feel like it's a pretty decent setup. Let me know in the chat. I'll be back in a moment. All right, I'm back. Anything you guys want to change with the sideboard? I feel like it's a decent setup. I do like taking out the astrolabes. We had red mana that game through birds. We could have just as easily drawn like red fetches and set up our red mana that way. Should remember that we do have access to Magus of the Moon if it's relevant. I guess I'll just run it back like that. Felt pretty decent. I have to. So I understand how Lavinia works, but it's not a card that I've played like hundreds of games with. I've probably played maybe 100, like where she actually shows up. Maybe a couple dozen or something. So like the thought process for me, I'm getting so tired of mulliganing this evening. I feel like the last few streams it's just been nonstop mulligans. Ugh, all right, so it's I guess we keep 3 of these lands. No problem, DV. Yeah, I feel like the setup's fine. I guess I'll keep this, and we'll bottom one of the lands. We'll get like, I guess our green red, and then blue white. Probably just gonna get a bunch of shocks. We are getting green for green red, so we don't necessarily need this. Oh, we do need double green, so maybe I keep this, and then we get green red, and then like blue white. We might need to get path sooner than that, though, so expedition map. Oh, we drew another land anyway, so I guess we play this. If the opponent plays a Thought Knot, we'll probably just rip the Path to Exile, I guess. Tectonic Edge. All right, that's going to slow us down on our way to Urian. Looks like they might not have a play, except for Expedition Map. So I am going to crack this. Now, Tectonic Edge is only... yeah, we are going to have basic lands for them. Non-basic lands for them to choose from. So we probably want to save the Stomping Grounds for later. And this can't get it, so it's unfortunate. Well, no, I mean, I can... Oh, this is tricky, actually. Slight misstep, I guess. You have to play sort of fast. That Tech Edge is pretty annoying. I do get to rip like one. I'll get the Stomping Grounds now. They won't be able to blow it up before I get my yeah, Avalanche Riders out of my hand. Ugh, gotta stop drawing lands. I'll play another white fetch now. Again, just in case they play a creature that I need to path. And being able to get path back with Witness would be pretty solid. Yep, Molecule. Definitely a possible line. All right, well, this is... I was hoping for, like, Reality Smasher, so I could just path it. So I'm going to hit the... I have to imagine they're going to take the Eternal Witness. I think I'm just going to get, like, a basic Plains here. Who knows? Maybe we'll draw an even better card that they have to take from our hand. Or maybe we'll just draw like a second Witness or something. Okay, so since the beginning of the game, I've only drawn lands. I think that's the sort of story of this game so far. Mull to 6, keep 3 spells, and draw 3 or 4 lands. All right, well, that could be good in like 1,000 turns from now. Yeah, I don't even know what the best thing is here. Like, whatever. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm fairly low on time. Just play a land and pass the turn. I mean, like, Uro could be sort of okay with all the stuff I'm putting into the graveyard. Opponent with a Tech Edge, going to set me back. I won't be able to echo the Avalanche Riders. But they just play another Thought Knot Seer, of course, and just take the Avalanche Riders. It seems to happen like during all these leagues when I'm streaming. Opponent tap Tech Edge, so they won't be able to use it yet. Eternal Witness. That was a good one. Good draw, deck. Gonna try to help me get back in this. Another Eldrazi temple. So maybe they're flooding too, but maybe they also just have like 1,000 creatures in hand. I can path this guy and then pitch a land. Looks like they're going for the Smasher here. Fair enough, opponent. Could also just take 4 now and draw a card. That seems like it might even be better. And then I can ephemerate, although they probably have removal for Eternal Witness. I think I'm going to hit the Thought-Knot Seer. I mean, the order, I guess it takes one less damage. I don't know, whatever. My mana is pretty sorted at this point. Pitch the fetch. Yeah. Looks like they're trying to play a spell since they tried to cast something, but couldn't. I'm fairly low on time. I'm just going to sort of put my head down and finish this match real quick. Oh, God. How ridiculous. Well, that's a line. Bounce that thing, block and ephemerate. Seems decent. In which case I can do that and still attack, I think. I'm going to Flash Inventor, bounce this thing, block the Thought Knot, and ephemerate. But then I'm not ephemerating Eternal Witness. They replay the Chalice. I think I just need to probably do the Venser. Wait, if I... It's kind of rough. I guess I have to wait here until like the opponent's end step. And just take some damage, hopefully not too much. I guess block... I can't block... Oh, wait, hold on. Block, bounce, ephemerate. I guess it's good. We'll see what they have, you know? I mean, they could just play this guy out again, but it uses their mana. It slows them down. If they don't have a land, they can't play Chalice and Thought-Knot Seer. I have to really hustle. All right, you got it, opponent. Replay Chalice. I can't play Ephemerate, but I can play Urian. I will cast it. It'll get countered. Ugh, deck. I have to take the Ephemerate because it's such a good card if I can just deal with the Chalice. Opponent gonna dismember the Urian. All right. I mean, I guess I get Urian back, right? But then he can exile it. That was probably poor. Yeah, that was probably poor. But I get to draw a card. They're gonna have to decide between some stuff. Yeah, that wasn't probably the best. I mean, I don't know how much it matters, but I can draw a witness in the future, and let's see what the opponent has. Another Thought-Knot Seer to take my non-1 drop out of my hand. Walking Ballista is even better. All right, we did our best, guys. Running out of time, and mulligans and whatnot. Turn to Witness seems poor here, so. Oh, I could have done this differently, probably. Well, no, I guess not with my mana. Maybe I could have, like, if I bounce the Chalice, I can path something, but I only have 1 white mana. I don't even know what I should bounce at this point. Like, I got 3 minutes left, and they've got the Walking Ballista. My whole board's gonna get wrathed. Alright, you got it, opponent. Thought not. Chalice has been pretty good against us in this match. Sometimes it's not that amazing. Again, it's sort of variance with 80 cards, like McDerp is saying. So McDerp, you think that doing Venser on their end step instead of... Okay, they put it on 2. Venser end step instead of blocking the Thought Knot. Possible that could have been better. So Urian has been exiled, and they've got both of these down. I think it's just fine to scoop and move on to the next game. Sorry it didn't go so well, guys. It had a little bit to do with the mulligans. Eldrazi Tron is a really good deck. They did draw their removal. We drew our removal, and it just got shut down. Yeah, just not going our way. So currently 0-2 in the league. If I lose the next one, I'll probably just call it a night. Have dinner. I haven't eaten yet. Yeah, I don't know. Like I get the quotations around fair. I wouldn't even put quotations around fair. I just wouldn't like say fair at all. I think it's anytime you're playing Tron lands, it's not a fair deck. Not playing in that arena at all, I don't think. I don't know, for those of you watching who don't use the fair, unfair terms very often, what we mean is not that the deck is so broken that like it can't be defeated, but that it's not like a fair deck basically is like Jund without Lurrus. Like Lurrus, I think qualifies as being unfair. Basically, decks that play by the normal rules of Magic, like play a land, play a 1-drop, play another land, play a 2-drop. Like the best example of an unfair deck is Neobrand, but you don't see it winning tournaments left and right because it loses to itself a lot of times. So do I want to keep the 1-lander again with a whole bunch of extra draws? I guess so, right? I mean, is this Lurrus? Oh, it's Obosh, which means that my Lightning Helixes are probably going to come in pretty handy, and they're probably playing like Magus, so my Astrolabes are probably really good, and the birds are probably pretty good, though it could get bolted. So I think I'll probably keep this hand, and we'll just, get punished, and I'll go have dinner. Seems like a plan. Opponent mulled to 6. So you guys have seen games where I've drawn nothing but lands, and you've seen plenty of openers where I've had like exactly 1 land. All right, let's see if we can dodge the bolt this turn. If we can't dodge the bolt, then it's... Oh, I think we've dodged the bolt. Okay, I don't even know what I want to draw. It's like land or anything's good, really. Just no 4-drops and 5-drops at this point. Knight of Autumn was one of the ones I was thinking about. Should come in handy as the game proceeds, but for the time being, let's hope we draw lands. If we get 2 redraws here, bolt is interesting. Not quite what I was looking for. Land, please. Land, love it. Love it, I love it. So now I think I play this untapped. They play a creature and I just bolt it. Sometimes you take risks with the opening hands. Like, there's risks in everything. There's risks in mulliganing. There's risks in keeping 1 land. There's risks in keeping 2 lands. Sort of have to play the odds if you've got the 2 redraws. Oh, pillage, huh? That's unfortunate. Though not a huge deal. Obosh is like 5 power, right? So, or 5 toughness is what I mean to say. So they're gonna take me off 3 mana temporarily. I guess I might as well throw the bolt. We do have Eternal Witness. We can always buy it back if we want to. Actually, opponent destroying that land is probably poor. They should have destroyed my basic land. They probably should have destroyed my Astrolabe, honestly. So now it's definitely time for Knight of Autumn. Although, yeah, I mean, Knight of Autumn seems pretty good. Next turn, we can play like Eternal Witness and get back a land or whatever we want to do. Hand working out pretty well so far. Yep, Pillage on a stick. Arbor Elf on a stick. Could also just Lightning Helix the Arbor Elf. I kind of like that plan too. Okay, well, they don't want us to do that, so... Wow, deck's been hooking it up this game. I think I'm gonna... So if they have a land, they can go into Obosh, but it means that they can't actually really attack or anything like that. So we can hold up eventually like Helix plus Bolt for Obosh. We just need... Yeah, we have that right now, right? We have red, white, and red. I could also just... I could Lightning Helix the Arbor Elf. Seems sort of fine. But Witness getting... They're clearly on the... Well, they have some pillages, so they've got some land destruction. So we might want to get lands back. We might just want to get the bolt back. I think getting back the bolt seems good. Having a way to deal with Obosh, they're down to 2 cards. Killing the dork, huh? And then we can, assuming that they don't... Killing the dork. Yeah, what is Glorybringer? Is it like, it's a 4/3 or it's a 4/4, I think, right? All right, that seems fair. And then we have, wait, what happened here? Do that. And then we have, hopefully, Avalanche Riders to follow up. All right, hitting their land drops. No plays, no plays. Come on, land. Let's go. Off the top. Chord of Calling. Well, we can chord for a dork if we want. But I think I should probably just get Witness and get a land, right? It's pretty straightforward. Nah, they wouldn't have taken it. I mean, you're right. Could have offered the trade, but also having Knight around is not terrible. All right, 5 mana. I guess it's Obosh time. But then at this point, we can chord for anything we want. Like Uro seems pretty good. 6/6 against this 3. We just drew a mountain naturally. No Reflector Mages in the list currently, no. We could also just play. I kind of like just playing Urian here. Although if they have Luca, they can just sack this thing and get Emrakul. But then we can chord for Deputy. So yeah, I mean, I think Urian here is pretty nuts. I'm just gonna like set myself to take 6 and you like blowing up their land and having riders as a blocker against Obosh? Not the best blocker, huh? Well, if we have riders, I could play riders and then I chord for a 1-drop. 6 mana for the chord. There's so many possible lines here. I kind of like getting down Urian. Like, keeps them off Luca. Well, if they have another land, it doesn't keep them off of Luca. All right, guys. I mean, if we pay for Avalanche Riders, they played a forest, all right, so they do have access to Luca. We can keep attacking their red sources, but we need Blink for that. Don't currently have that. It would be really, really nice if I had 1 more mana or creature to tap so that I could chord for Prince. Peach and Finks. Fair enough. I guess I can just, at a certain point, I can just now chord for what am I trying to say? Oh, opponent just passed. Cool. Like 1, 2, 3. I don't know about this though. If I chord for Resto, we blink Avalanche Riders, get rid of a land. It doesn't really do very much. I guess it does enough, huh? It gets a creature on the board. Keeps Avalanche Riders around. I mean, also just restoing for anything in my graveyard would be pretty good at this point, but I guess the plan is to blink Avalanche Riders. I don't know, because they have mono with Birds of Paradise. Maybe it's not the best plan. I don't know. They should have just gained life with Knight of Autumn. I'm going to take 6 from the Kitchen Finks. I hate it when it does this. Then I have to click through all this mana. Okay. Probably should have attacked. Well, could have attacked with these two. I'm not. No, probably better not to, I guess. Now we get to get Cord back though, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's start off with these draws. And then seems like getting Lightning Helix back is a good thing, but let's see. I can just kill the opponent with Burn next turn. If that happens, it'd be the first time I've done that with this deck. Got red, 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 right? Don't really want the Finks to die. Gain life. I think I just take the 3 or 6, I guess. Also have pretty much lethal in the air, close to it. Tireless Tracker not going to do a lot here. Uro, where have you been all my life? I see the birds. The opponent knows that I have the burn spells in hand because I just got them back. Okay. Sideboarding. Seems like Knight is good. I think Path is going to be like way more relevant than Avalanche Riders since they're just ramping to creatures, right? So I beat Emrakul against this deck the other day with Merfolk because Merfolk Trickster was able to tap him down. We do have Deputy to be able to stop Emrakul if the opponent goes for that. Seems like Burrington is probably pretty good, right? Any of the pro red is like super good here, I think. And that'll probably be it. I'm going to take 3 more cards out. Yeah, Burrington and Auriok Champion are both just complete houses in this matchup, which is like unfair cards if we can draw it. I like the walls. Maybe I trim. I think ramp is very relevant in this deck. So the dorks, I think, need to stick around because of Magus of the Moon. Nah, I disagree. I don't really like Riders. I don't know. I mean, I guess it can blow up the land that has Utopia Sprawl on it, which is reasonable. But they seemed like air that game to me. Like the riders didn't do a whole lot, you know? They had plenty of lands to cast their stuff with. And I don't know, they have so many dorks. I don't know that riders are really that good. I need to think about what to trim. Maybe this is a matchup where I want to trim Soulherders. Take both the Soulherders out. Nah, I don't think they had very much to dump. Like, what were they doing? They had a kitchen finks. We did slow them down. It's fair. But I mean, I don't think that they did very much. I'm gonna leave them in the sideboard, and we'll think about how they would have done in this game. All right, well, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. It's not going to happen this time. I'm going to trim one of the bolts, I guess. A little bit, I don't know. I have to see how it goes. Okay. Not sure how many games I haven't mulliganed in during this league. All right. All right. Well, we can bring the writers in next game if it goes to that, but it seemed like just worrying about their creatures is kind of the way to go. Okay. Stomping the birds. That's not terrible in this position, I don't think. Not playing Magus that turn lets us crack one of these fetches. We may want to get red at some point. All right, gonna want to stop drawing lands now. Just bolt for the birds. It's like they're on the land destruction plan, killing all of our dorks. I mean, it's kind of whatever. It slows us down, but it's also slowing them down a little bit. They need a 3-drop on the board for Luca to be decent. So I can just, hey, that's pretty good. I feel like I should just helix this thing this turn, so that they just don't curve into Luca. And then I can play Auriok Champion, and then I'm sort of set for Obosh. I do take damage from this thing. A little bit annoying. Is there a reason? I guess there's probably not, actually. Like, let the opponent play Luca and then, well, Maybe not. I guess there's no reason. If they play the Luca and we bolt in response, they can still just plus Luca, I guess. But then they can't cast anything. I don't know. Whatever. I guess we'll have to see. They didn't crack their fetch, which means I guess they're trying to find land. Looks like they may have found land since they're cracking this. Did we actually... I think we played the Riders last turn, so maybe they're going to like play around Riders by like... Okay, Pyromancer. So that is another 3-drop. They haven't played a land yet. I guess they're thinning their deck. Like, I pitched 2 Kitchen Finks. Yeah, but playing Luca is still a fine line, even if they don't have a creature. Like, playing Luca out, they would probably still do that if they had 5 mana. But they didn't this turn, so... So at this point, I am going to get Hallowed Fountain. I don't really care if they play Magus of the Moon at this point. Path is pretty good, and now I think we probably hold it up if they play Luca. Play Eternal Witness and get back something. Maybe a land so that I can definitely Uriah next turn. Nah, if I get birds, I have to play it this turn, and then I don't have path up, so... Also, I don't like... If I get the birds and I don't play it, then they know I have path. So maybe they just jam Obosh here, which wouldn't be the worst for us. Actually, probably would be the best for us. Okay. And no blocks, we'll go to 14, and the opponent has lost their companion. And I guess we're going to play our companion and hopefully be pretty well set, although they could still jam Luca. Oh, Deputy, that just sort of solves it, I think. Because if they get Emrakul, then I can just Deputy. Going to attack with Witness before I play. All right, sort of auto tap here. Oh no, don't do it that way. This gets us back. Let's see. So what am I getting back with Eternal Witness? At this point, maybe Lightning Helix seems good. Just gain some life. Okay, this hand is developing pretty well at this point. All right, so let's see if they crack this right away. They don't. Glory Bringer, all right, fair enough. Opponent has 1 mana up for Relic. Pretty good. This thing cannot kill Urian. So it's actually not that great for them. Oh, they're bolting Urian, huh? So they're just gonna like try really hard to kill Urian. And then I'm going to take 8 damage. unless I trade Eternal Witness off for the Seasoned Pyromancer. Might not be the worst trade in the world. What's the difference between 6 and 8? Take 8, I go to 5. Next turn, I'm probably just playing like Auriok followed by Deputy. Yeah, keeping the life total up, I think, seems smart. And now, I guess Deputy on the Glorybringer. Get out of the picture. I don't even care. Mana, just do it. Yeah, Glorybringer. All right, so opponent is top decking. They do have Relic as a redraw. I can wait a turn, I guess, but the only other plays were, I guess, hold up Lightning Helix and play Hierarch. And the sequencing of those two things doesn't seem super relevant. Magus of the Moon. Ah. Weren't they empty-handed a second ago? How did they... Oh, they had Relic. Okay. Well, that was some pretty sick draws by the opponent right there. All right. So, I mean, just getting down Lavinia seems fine. Could also just develop my board and then play Lavinia. I mean, I don't know. Drawing cards is pretty good. So now I can Lightning Helix something and then path something else. Opponent's still digging for something. Not sure how relevant this elf is. Ugh. I just like auto tap because the mana is there, but MTGO doesn't really like it, so it still tells me to yeah, Auriok beats 2 protection from red creatures. Auriok and Lavinia beats in theory since most of their creatures are red. Another Arbor Elf. Pretty good for us, I guess. Cord. Maybe just get Soulherder or something. But there's got to be something better. What did I bring in? Even just like Resto or something. Just get like beaters in the air. Guess we have a Knight, Avalanche Riders, Venser. Blah. It doesn't even matter. Just a beater at this point, I think. So we've got 3. I can just go get a Knight as a 4/3. Oh, Soulherder gets big, so I guess that's fair. And also, it just keeps gaining life. Probably should have gotten Soulherder before I went to attacks, but... Alright, they didn't block anyway. I think I took my Soulherders out, guys, because they're weak to lightning bolts. So why am I doing this right now? Just like a comedy of errors. I guess Eternal Witness is just fine. We'll just get back Cord. Or maybe even just get back... Yeah, get back Lightning Helix. Get back Cord. Cord seems good. I mean, they're doing like nothing so far, right? They just conceded. I guess they could top deck like a Glorybringer, which would be somewhat troubling since it would be able to attack. But I feel like getting Cord back, I'm still able to Cord for Deputy of Detention to sort of hold up the Glorybringer. Anyhow, we got there in one game at least. I am going to run to the bathroom one more time. I'll be back in just a moment. Sorry. Hey guys, so I am back. Let's try one more, I guess. It's kind of funny that the, wow, that person I just played has 6 trophies. Must be doing pretty well with that deck. Starting to say, it's kind of funny that the version of Ponza that our deck was actually really good against only stuck around for like a month, and now it's just like Obosh aggro. Right, opponent has won the die roll. I'm not... Okay, so this is a Zerda deck. Interesting. They have to have activated abilities. Activated. Armed mana abilities cost 2 less. Target creature can't block this turn. What a weird card. But this is a keep. Like one of our only keeps of the evening. So Zerda is like a 3-drop that reduces costs. And what is the power and toughness on it? 3/3. All right, well, our Bolt should hopefully be able to deal with that thing. The Hierarch changes the math slightly on what I want to do here. But this hand is looking real good if they can't interact with me the first couple turns. Because I can go Soulherder into Avalanche Riders. Oh my, okay. I should have seen this coming. All right, so are we just going to die on turn 3? I mean, at least it'll be a fast match. Now I don't even think Avalanche Rider is even that important. Might just be better to ramp to like a turn 3 Urian. Well, I don't know, Swizzy, right? Because if we even if we blow up 2 of their lands, they could still have more lands. They have Zerda, and well, Zerda doesn't really matter, but they've got 2 mana here with their dorks. I don't know. It's a strong plan. I think I'll go with that line. You know, if they're gonna try to do some like busted stuff, let's do some semi-busted stuff ourselves. I mean, we can't stop them from winning next turn anyway. So the first time I got kind of like a really nice hand, I'm just gonna lose on turn 3. It's pretty obnoxious. Okay, come on. Don't have it for once. Okay, this guy, and now the follow-up, they have to have the 3rd piece because they never don't have all 3 pieces. Are they going to pass and then do like Eladamri's Call? All right, cool. So they do have 3 dorks, but we have Lightning Helixes. And I'm going to attack with the Avalanche Rider, I think, because if they want to trade a Duskwatch Recruiter for the Avalanche Rider, it's sort of fine by me, right? Actually, never mind. I have Exalted. I always forget about Exalted. Like, I'll attack and then play Noble Hierarch on my second main phase and just, like, be ashamed of myself. Oh, so they get to play Zerda and then activate Duskwatch like 3 or 4 times. That's pretty gross. But they can't do it too many times because I'm blowing up their lands. So they can play Zerda and activate it like once, I think, next turn. Are they gonna path the Avalanche Riders? Like, oh, all right, just activating this thing now. Weird timing. Stoneforge Mystic. All right, so doing our best here. We do die to a number of top decks. Well, Do I, if I pay for the Avalanche Rider? Oh, this is some combo. I forgot about this. What does this thing do? It's +2 every time it untaps. So weird. I guess we'll see how it goes. I feel like I should probably let Avalanche Rider die, and then just like Lightning Helix the Devoted Druid. Like, we can always get Avalanche Rider back. I don't think keeping Avalanche Rider around just to blow up a plains is a good idea. They've got like 8,000 mana. So if I'm not going to let it stay around anyway, I think I should just chump here, right? Well, what paying does is it lets me blow up a land every turn, but it's obviously kind of stupid here. Look at the ramp this opponent has. So we know the one card in hand is that weird enchantment. I know they don't have Vizier. So how am I playing around Vizier? I'm not quite sure I understand. Zerda means they can't. What? So Ephemerate is an interesting draw, but I don't have too many interesting things to Ephemerate. Oh, so Zerda would mean that I guess Zerda helps with this weird combo. I'm not even sure what this combo is doing here. Oh, so you're saying don't worry about Druid, which is interesting. If I attack here, they can double block, and then I can Ephemerate the Hierarch, like, for value, to get rid of 2 of their creatures. Let's just start off by playing this thing. Actually, no, I'm going to attack with this guy, of course, because Exalted just makes it a 4/4. Oh, I could play that. And attack for even more. Not really sure I need the mana. 1/2, an extra one over there. Let's see, 1/2. And then I've got this mana, the Hierarch. I think I'm actually good. Oh wait, yeah, I'm gonna say yes. And then so this will let me, let's see. Play Hierarch. Swing for 5. And now I've got Helix and Ephemerate up. What do they need all this mana for? I guess they're going to play Zerda, and I'm going to kill the Zerda. Okay, Zerda down. We still have Ephemerate up if that does anything. Can the opponent combo off without Zerda? No, I don't think it does anything. So this taps for 1 mana. Oh, I see. They can make an infinitely big Devoted Druid. Or can they, right? I mean, because it's like they tap for 1. Oh, no, because Zerd is not on the battlefield, right? So I don't think I have to block here. I mean, I'm going to block with the wall because I don't think they can really pump this guy. Nothing to ephemerate, really, I guess, unless I... Oh, they untapped it. Okay. How did they just untap it? They didn't put a counter on it. I'm so confused. Oh, it untaps and it gets +2/+2, so it sort of offsets the counter? I don't even know. So they've got infinite green mana at this point, right? Is that correct? Oh, they just yeah, they scooped. I don't even know what's going on, guys. Let's see if we can figure it out. Use like 30 seconds of our sideboarding time. So you got to pay 3 mana, and as a cost, you untap it. So that's what happened. They didn't use Devoted Druid's ability to untap it. So they paid 3 mana and untapped it, and then realized it didn't really do anything. So Devoted Druid taps for 1 mana, and then Zerda says you get a 2 mana discount. So that means they get to pay 3 for this just with Devoted Druid's activated ability. So every time it untaps, it gets infinitely big. So it gets +2, so it can get infinitely big. So they put it on a birds. I guess no, that doesn't work because they can't. I guess birds does work, right? Because you tap it for mana. Zerda reduces its casting cost by 2, so use that mana. If to untap it, it gets +2. So I think birds can get in there. And Devoted Druid is just like opponent just left, I guess. They didn't want to play anymore. They have 2 trophies, so the combo seems to do something. All right, since that was so fast, I guess I'll go ahead and actually finish the league. I mean, kind of sucks getting stomped by Eldrazi Tron twice in a row at the beginning of the league. Let's see if we can finish it out positively. We won the die roll. And we have to mulligan. I probably could have predicted that. And then we have to keep a 1-lander. This is like deja vu all over again. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to bottom the thing that costs 8 million mana. Opponent starts with Gemstone Cavern. This does not bode well for us. Simian Spirit Guide has exiled the zone already? What is going on? Guys, I'm freaking out. They already... Oh, no, they exiled it to Gemstone Caverns. Okay, I got it. I thought they were exiling it for mana. I was like, are they going to go off on turn 0? Oh, is this Neoform or what? Oh, it's Devoted Druid. That's cool. If I draw a land, I can kill it? No, I can kill it anyway because I've got Astrolabe. Sweet. So I guess I have to pass, and if they let them... You know what? No, I don't want to let them use the mana, right? So I'm just going to kill it right away. Yeah, Tux, I feel like they wanted to equip first, right? They wanted to equip, and then after they equip, they play Zerda, and then if I try to Lightning Bolt Zerda, then they can just go off with the combo with the Lightning Bolt on the stack. All it would have done is made an infinitely large... I guess they could have attached it to... Oh, but they can't attach at instant speed, right? So I would have just killed... I don't know. Too much to think about. Huh. Interesting. Well, so it's a Devoted Druid Chalice of the Void deck. Huh. Land would be awesome. Like, the best possible draw. The only thing that actually lets me cast any spells on my turn. Oh, this guy is not playing Zerta, so at least there's that. So we had two Tron, Ponza, well, a green-red Obosh, and now 2 weird Devoted Druid decks in a row. Hey, that's kind of a good one. Unfortunately, I can't cast my 1-drops. I can if I want to. But I don't really want to. Opponent paying life. Gonna play 1-drop, opponent? No, 2-drop? 3-drop? Collected Company, maybe? Or, oh. Is it for another Devoted Druid that I can just kill? Alright, opponent's slowing me down. But I can play Eternal Witness, get a land, and then Lightning Bolt. Sorry, Lightning Helix on their upkeep, I think, right? So Witness, get a land, and then I'll get like white, and then this will filter for red. Seems good. Basic Plains. And we pass the turn to their upkeep. Float that green. Make some red. Make some white. Sayonara, Devoted Druid. Sad face, opponent. And the red removal coming in pretty handy in this match so far. What are they going to do with the green mana? What do you guys think? This is a sorcery. I guess they could Chord of Calling. Oh, it just means I'm not going to gain 3 life. But, okay, Eladamri's Call. But we have, let's see. That is a card. Postmortem Lunch, yes. Lunchtime. But there was already a Devoted Druid in the graveyard, so... what did they reveal with... Okay, Devoted Druid. Alright, we get to try again. Hey, Ephemerate. I think the play is attack and then Ephemerate. I don't have 4 lands yet. I can't play 1-drops. I can start blowing up their lands, but that seems suboptimal. So I'm going to attack, Ephemerate, and kill this dude. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I do see that. So I can't do that, unfortunately. So I guess the play is to run out Avalanche Riders since it's kind of the only play. Like, what is going on with, like, the weird decks? I think this is like a turbo druid version. So I probably should have played this guy and attacked also, which is sad. Sad that I missed 2 points of damage, and I guess we could be dead now at this point. But they do only have 1 card in hand. So let's hope it's not the card that they need. One point of damage, it's true. 1 point of damage. So I've got 3 uncastable spells in hand. Oh, why not? Why not? Just have it in hand. Just like. And is the last card in hand like Duskwatch Recruiter, or is it Ballista? We're gonna find out. It looks something they can spend a lot of mana on. Like, I don't understand this. I killed 2 of their druids. I killed 2 of their druids, yet they still have a druid, a vizier, and presumably a payoff. Whatever. I killed 1 druid 2 times. All right. Well, we've got Stonehorn for that, I guess. These guys all have, yeah. Well, hang on a second. There's no. Is it trample or not trample? No, it's just haste, right? So I can block. I mean, I'm not dead, right? I guess they get to go get a creature with. They have Duskwatch, right? So it's all over because they can just go get. They can keep searching for Ballista. See if they pass the turn. If they keep making mana, yeah, whatever. I don't want to wait for it. I don't want to make you guys wait for it. Round 5. We have removal. We can bring in 4 paths. We've got the 6 red removal spells. Yeah, I'm very dead. It's true. It's true. So Collector Oof turns off Ballista. Seems relevant. Knight to blow up, an extra knight to blow up Chalice seems relevant. Do we bother bringing in disputes? I mean, they're really bad counter spells against non-blue. But if we can counter like their combo pieces, it seems like I'm gonna probably say no. Just interested what your guys' opinion is on that one. Like in Merfolk, we always just want to bring in as much much interaction as possible against these kinds of combo decks. But I'm not really sure that that's optimal for us. I think Avalanche Riders is kind of dumb, so take those out. Well, I mean, Dispute is something that makes it possible to counter like an early combo piece, but then we're just holding up mana, and unless we have something to do with Flash, then it's probably not going to be that good. I guess it's kind of pointless because they just go for Ballista, right? I totally agree. Lavinia can kind of turn stuff off, I guess. But then they can just shoot us like with Ephemerate on the stack with Lavinia. So I'll leave her in for now. I think I'll probably try Dispute. A very, very overpriced, an overpriced Monolith. To check out some other stuff now. If they are playing Chalice, I should probably trim some number of Astrolabes. Maybe even trim an Ephemerate, as crazy as that sounds. Well, I think I'm going to try it, Tux, and maybe get punished. I don't really see that there's too much better stuff I could be doing, so interaction seems like a reasonable call. Maybe Uro is just like too slow. And I don't know, trim another Astrolabe, but then I might not have. It looks like the only red mana is these guys. Let's run it back. Yep, that's why the oof is in there. Yeah, I can keep this. So green, white, and then blue. Okay, we can hold up. Well, they're not going to go off on turn 2, right? Although they do have, yeah, Gemstone again on their 7. Oh, they brought into Kotley Honor Guards. That's going to be a little rough for us, although we do have a path. We've got Eternal Witness and we've got Path to Exile, so, you know, see what we can do. Chalice on 1. Kind of annoying. See what they've got. Alright, I'm just going to path this thing. Gonna get blue-white, even though it makes the... Well, I don't know. I kind of want this Vista to come down untapped. So we get green and white. No, we got to get blue here, but then we don't have double green for Witness. Yeah, Uro would have been really good, but I sideboarded Uro out. So I will get Hallowed Fountain and just hope we draw another better, another, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see. That thing's just shutting our whole deck down, so I got to get rid of it. All right, so now we can get our 2 basics and just sort of keep cruising. Okay, all right. Sure. Oh, maybe I should have gotten Craft the Misty, because what if they bring in Phyrexian Revoker? Oh, the Phyrexian Revoker can't name lands, so... Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. I should have gotten it first. Normally I would have done it in response just as like kind of a matter of course since they were tapped out. For some reason I decided to wait, but getting another Tocatli Honor Guard would have been rough. Fortunately we dodged that. Lavinia is a cool card to have, but we're a little bit away from being able to cast that. So now we maybe hold up a Mystical Dispute, but then we can't cast anything. So, yeah, I mean, Soulherder is our plan. But if they just play Vizier, I guess they could have a land also to just pay for Vizier. Yeah, I agree. Just had to think through it a little bit. So in order to cast Soulherder here, we kind of have to get white. Yeah, that's fine, because then I can play Canopy Vista next turn. So as long as they don't kill us this turn, I think we're pretty set up pretty well, because we can play Eternal Witness and get Path next turn. They don't need... Oh, you're right, because they have Devoted Druid that they can make mono with. Could they? If they play this, then Vizier's on the stack and they have only 1 land left. They'd have to kill Devoted Druid in order to make extra mana to pay for Dispute, right? So I don't think it works if they have 1 less land. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that in place of Dispute, we could just run Forces in the sideboard, and when we bring it in, just sort of hope and pray that we have blue cards to pitch. But the deck currently doesn't have like anywhere near the blue card density that Force sort of wants. I know they get 1 mana for free, but Mystical Dispute taxes 3, right? So they play Vizier, they have 1 less land. Now to get 3 mana to pay for Mystical Dispute, if they didn't have this extra land here, they'd have to kill Devoted Druid with Vizier on the stack for it to resolve through Dispute, and so it'd be kind of pointless. I don't know. I think any dispute is kind of pointless, because not dispute. Any number of forces is kind of pointless because we're not really going to have the blue card most of the time. I mean, but I guess we can leave up hard casting force when we don't have the blue. I don't know. Oh, God. This is not the funnest league, guys. I'm going to be kind of a downer. Getting wrecked by Eldrazi Tron twice. Nut hands. And... oh, well, they seem to be digging for something. Maybe just giving me some false hope. We're still 2 turns away from being able to cast Lavinia. Yeah, but Druid dies when it makes the 2nd mana. Am I missing something? With Vizier, right? If Vizier was on the stack, and they had 1 less land, which is what you're saying... Did they have the card in hand, or did they just draw it off of that canopy? No, Druid dies when you make the 2nd mana with it. Right? Or no, am I wrong? They make the first one, they untap it. Oh, they make this, hold on. They untap it, they make the 2nd one, and they don't lose the Druid until they untap it the 2nd time. So it doesn't die when they untap it. It's X equals 21. Okay, so yes, you're right. I'm wrong. And we have gone another league 2 and 3. A little bit frustrating. So let's just do. I'm happy though. I finished before 11, so that's something. Just losing to sort of broken combo decks. I think I see this guy's name before. Have seen. Yeah, 8 trophies. So even when I'm like 2 and 2, I get paired against like one of the trophy leaders or somebody who's pretty high up on the board. So thoughts about the deck. I have been liking the red in the deck. What would like Siege Rhino be? What would we be doing with these 6 slots if I was playing black instead of red? Like if these are 4 Siege Rhinos, am I running like Thought Seizes? Am I running Fatal Pushes? And it's not just Turbo Druid. It was Turbo Druid with like the exact combo pieces and like tons of lands, like so that Mystical Dispute couldn't have really done anything at all. Like you expect like the turbo version is going to run like 18 lands and a whole bunch of dorks and they're going to keep 1 landers, but no, I just mulliganed every single match. But you know, we played Magic. It was fun since you got to play Magic. Not sure that I'm super happy with the red splash over the black splash. Like, Siege Rhino is a pretty awesome card. Avalanche Riders, did it win us any games tonight? Let's think. We played Tron twice, and we got wrecked. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say Avalanche Riders is bad against Tron. It's pretty nutty against Tron. And actually, we saw 2 Tron decks, so that's really a good argument in favor of keeping the Avalanche Riders in the deck. And also, the red removal is pretty solid against the 2 Devoted Druids that we saw. So really, if we knew what we were going to play against, I'd feel really comfortable going in with this setup. Problem is just, I guess, when you mulligan and the opponent has the nuts, and it just seems to have been going that way lately. So, oh, is that true, Tux? Like, I feel like Turbo Druid is such a fringe thing, like literally with Postmortem Lunge, right? That's such an all-in kind of card. So they do have to pay 2 mana, right, to get back Druid. It's not just like totally free. It's just not a card that I've actually seen in action too often. But it does gain haste, so they can just combo off immediately. Pretty nasty. So Tux, I would think that the Merfolk versus Turbo Druid matchup would be very much in favor of the Druid deck, unless you're running like blue-white with 4 paths in the main or something like that. So anyhow, Any final comments on the configuration that we have here, guys? Maybe I can also sort of try to show the sideboard. There's just too many cards. Too many cards in this deck. There, and you guys are not seeing... There, I'm just cutting off the mana base now. I don't know. Like, mana felt fine. I'm on 28 lands with 8 dorks. Actually, 10 dorks if you count the Wall of Roots. And most of the time when I've been playing the deck lately, I haven't been getting so many mulligans. But we'll have to kind of keep feeling it out, I guess. I mean, so Tux, you've got the 4 forces in the deck. But those can't stop like a naturally cast Druid or a naturally cast Vizier. I guess they stop the Eladamri's Calls and they stop the Devastations, right? It was a finale of Devastation. Trickster's good. I don't know if it's a real good, is it? I mean, you just upkeep tap the Druid. It takes them off of it for a turn. So I guess it's a turn. It seems solid. When he has the nuts, I get got, or plays around my stuff just right. All right, I'll take your word for it. Oh yeah, I guess if it's blue-green, they really have to do their thing very accurately. And if you have like a bit of interaction in the first few turns with like a well-timed Force of Negation, could get there. So Mariner is hot against Ballista. I kind of understand the idea. It's definitely true, but tonight I feel like the Tron opponent would have just had the mana to like pay for each ping, and I would have just been salty. So sideboard choices, like what did a decent job? I think that the pro red stuff did a decent job. Obviously Path is basically like semi main deck. Eidolon didn't come up, but it's been great for me recently. We didn't get paired against like any like Neoform or control decks where Dispute would be good. I feel like Magus could have been good against Tron. Knight of Autumn, super flexible, just an extra copy in the sideboard. Collector Oof was sort of relevant. I think we played it against Tron, but still got stomped. Main decking Dismembers. I don't know. Main deck Dismembers are pretty good, but I don't know how much creature combo there is right now. And I mean, I guess you get to kill Lurrus, which is solid. Well, anyhow, I'm sure you guys have sort of had enough of the Soulherder for the evening. Did my best. Had to fight through some mulls, fight through some good stuff on the opponent's side, and I guess we'll just give it another shot next week. I'll keep playing the deck in the meantime, see if I can figure out anything to adjust. These 4 slots are the Mystical Dispute, still very much being discussed in the Discord. So hopefully we can just sort of upgrade the sideboard a little bit. Swizzy, I appreciate that, but my wife would literally stab me. So I should just sign off. But I'm going to try to do like a raid. I feel like it's good for my channel when I do that stuff. So if you guys want to stick around for a second, just going to check out who is live. I'm going to send you over to Yama Killer, okay? So /raid, and I type in Yama Killer. It'd be much easier to do this if I had like a dual screen set up. All right, guys. Have a good night also. And thanks as always for joining me. If you haven't followed, make sure you do that. Subscribe if you feel like it. And next stream will be Wednesday with Merfolk. I'll see you guys there. Later.